Hey there, it's me, possibly your favorite libertarian, and this is the all-new 2024 Ford Ranger. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I spec'd out my personal 2024 Ford Ranger XLT. I'll show you how the configurator works, what happens when you add certain packages. Sometimes it subtracts other things, so make sure you're aware of that, and also some sneaky price differences that they kind of slipped in there. I'll show you what the actual price adjustments are as you add and subtract these packages. I'll show you how it's spec'd out for me and my needs, and based on how you are using to use it, this could be helpful information as you're building out your Ranger. Also, there's some exciting news now. As of May 6th, as I'm filming this, 2024, you can now get the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 in this truck, which is insane. So we're gonna show you what the price difference is with that. Talk a little bit about how I made my decision on which engine type to get for this truck and why I spec'd it out the way that I did. Stay tuned, because on the channel, after picking this up, we are going to be doing a lot of content with this truck, just in general, but also kind of apocalypse proofing it, as you will. So stay tuned, that's gonna be a fun series. Let's get into the build of the truck first though. Here we go. Now I'm on Ford.com, trucks/Ranger, and this is the overview page. Click build and price, and then it'll take us to the option to either have them find it for you, and there's actually, I think, 12 in my area now, which is cool to see that they're actually on lots and being built. And then we have the build your own option, which obviously we're gonna do. 4 trim levels. We have XL, XLT, Lariat, and Raptor. If you're anything like me, you would love to have a Raptor, but you know, budgets are a thing, so we're probably going to be more in the XLT range. The XL is going to be good if you are just using it as a work truck, if you're like a construction worker or something, and you just want a truck. It doesn't have as many standard features, and there's some packages you can't add unless you have the XLT. The XLT, I think, is the sweet spot for most people, which is why I'll be showing you this, and which is why I built it the way I did in the XLT. Lariat has some things for me that are unnecessary, but I have to pay extra for, and I don't like the look of the wheels. I think it looks kind of like an electric truck the way that the wheels are, and there's some other things that the way that I would price it out would just end up being closer to the price of a Raptor, and at that point I'm just going to get a Raptor. But since I can afford neither, we're at the XLT. All right, here we go. Now you can get this in 4x2 pre-selected or 4x4 pre-selected before you start your build. I'm going to go from the 36,000 to almost 40,000 simply by having 4x4, and then we're going to start our build. Now the first thing you'll come across in the build section is going to be the paint colors. There are a lot of different colors. I'm not going to bore you with like white and black and silver. I'm going to show you some of the premium paints so you can determine if it makes sense for you to add it to your build. This is going to be hot pepper red metallic tinted clear coat, the longest name out of all the colors, and it is going to elongate your price tag as well. It's going to be $500 if you want to add that. Another option, which is new, is going to be the azure gray metallic tri-coat. Cool looking color. I've seen it in videos. I haven't seen it in person though. One that I really considered was the cactus gray. I think this looks really cool, especially with the black and dark gray accents of the sports appearance package, which comes standard, by the way, in the XLT. Fun fact. I think this looks really cool, but I opted to go with something a bit more practical, which was the carbonized gray metallic. It looks super cool. It matches a lot of the color accents of the sports appearance package, and it stays clean looking most of the time. It doesn't really show dirt that well because it's a type of gray. So yeah, really like this color, and that's what I opted to go with, but you do you. Whatever works for you. It's your truck. Now to a very exciting portion of the video. We now have the availability of the 2.7 liter in addition to the standard 2.3 liter engine option with the Ranger, which is awesome because the 2.7 liter, it's a twin turbo V6. It's the same engine that's in an F-150, and you can put it in a Ranger, which is just wild. So I actually did a ton of research, both just, you know, internet research, trying to figure out everything I could about both engines, what they're made of, how they worked, what features they had. And I also went to a dealership and test drove 2 Broncos, one with a 2.7 liter, one with a 2.3 liter. And I even test drove this exact spec truck with a 2.3 liter in it before I ended up deciding I want to get the 2.7 liter. And so here we are, it's happening. I'm getting the $2,200 upgrade to get the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, which I'm super stoked about. All right, so that is going to be the most expensive of all of the options that we're going to be adding today, but I'm also going to show you what else we're going to be adding and explaining all the other features. So here we go. You automatically have 4x4 because we pre-selected it, but once we get to axles, you have a couple options. You can either do your standard axle, or you can do an electronic locking rear axle, which for the price is actually a really good price if you just want to add it by itself. 420 bucks is not bad at all to have that capability. But what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead to the FX4 package because that's going to add that automatically. So we'll go down a little bit here, and here's the FX4 package. As far as what you get with it, you get, well, you have to have 4x4, so that's just a requirement, but you get the decal, so you get a sticker, hooray. And then you get 17-inch off-road owl tires, and that's going to be for the XLT. If you get the Lariat, it's going to be 18-inch. No idea why you would want an 18-inch wheel if you're doing off-road stuff, but that's what you get. But 17 for the XLT. You get the locker in the rear, and then you also get the steel exposed bash plate, and then you get painted black skid plates for the engine and transfer case shield for the fuel tank as well. So you just get a lot of off-road protection. If you're low centering on something and you're scraping, you're not going to be scraping components that are essential to your vehicle working. You're just going to be hitting a metal plate that's in between. So that's cool. And then you're also going to get the off-road screen in the center stack, so it's going to give you all your off-road menus for all the off-road stuff that you're doing. And you also get the tuned shocks, which is pretty cool. So it's going to sit a little bit higher. It's going to be better suspension for off-roading, give you a little bit more travel, and you'll also have the selectable drive modes. So mud, rut, sand, snow, all that kind of stuff, you have the ability to change, and I actually did play with it in the XLT that I test drove. It's pretty cool. It's kind of weird getting used to the Ford system because I'm coming from Jeep Wranglers, but not too hard to figure out. Then the trail control. Trail control is basically cruise control for the trail, as it sounds. It is going to let you set whatever specific speed you want, so you can go really slow and crawl. It's going to not only control the throttle, but it's also going to control the braking, so that if you're going down a steep hill or you're at a very steep decline, it's going to control all that, so you can just focus on your line and focus on steering. Same thing if you're going up a hill or up something very steep, it's going to control your ascent speed, and it's going to brake for you so you're not sliding backwards and stuff while you can just control your line. So that's pretty cool. So that's what you get with the FX4 package. We've added that for a grand total of $1,300, and if you go back up to where the lockers are, you can see that electronic rear locker is now included. So that's pretty cool. Now let's get on to the packages. Now this is something to note. Right now we are in the XLT standard equipment group. There is a high group as well, and there's a standard equipment discount. So if we do add the high package, it's not actually going to add $1,000, it's going to add $1,500 because it's taking away that $500 discount and adding on the high package. But as far as what you get in the XLT standard, you actually get quite a bit of stuff. You get the Copilot 360 with Bliss and cross traffic alert, trailer coverage, lane keeping system, lane keeping alert, driver alert, reverse parking aid, reverse brake assist, and digital rear view camera. Now I don't want any of that. Because if I'm like about to hit a deer or something, I want to be able to get off the side of the road without it like trying to control my steering or shake the steering wheel or anything. I don't want any of the stuff that gives me less control of my vehicle. So for me, I would rather not have that. And there is actually a package that you can add that will remove this part of it, the 360 stuff. But if you like it, it is included at no additional cost. So that's cool. Sports appearance package, that is also included at no additional cost, so that's awesome because previously you'd have to pay extra for that. And then you have manual rear window with privacy glass, and it's actually has defrost in it as well, which is cool. Sometimes that's not something that's included as far as it having the defrost in that portion of the window. And then 400 watts in cab and in bed power. So not only do you have the 3-prong outlets, you have the 120 volt or the cigarette lighter. If you guys are old enough to know what a cigarette lighter in a car looks like, you have that inside the cabin, but you also have it in the bed. So if you want to plug anything in, like you want to air down your tires and then you want to be able to inflate them and you need to plug that into the bed, you can do that. Or anything else that you want to run back there, you have that option, which is cool. Wireless charging pad. This is actually something I was surprised was in the XLT. I thought it'd be something that was only in the Lariat or above trims, but it's just standard equipment, so that's super cool. Power folding side view mirrors, also a premium feature that's just included. LED tail lamp, fog lamps, and bed lighting, and it's cool that that's included, but it's about time, I should also say that, it's about time that you have standard LED in your Rangers, because previously you could only get halogen. You had to get Lariat even to have the ability to upgrade the lighting to LED. Previously it was halogen for everything, so I'm glad they finally figured that out. Sync 4A and connected navigation capability. Putting that in air quotes because you find out later that if you don't get special technology packages, it's a limited trial of the navigation. Now you do also have Apple Auto or Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can do that too, but if you get a technology package, then you actually get 3 years of navigation. Otherwise, who knows how long it is, it's just a limited trial. All right, so that's what's in the standard group. In the high group, we have power seats. So now we have the ability to do all the electronic stuff to adjust our seating. We also have heated front seats, no heated rear seats, so your passengers in the back are gonna be cold. And that was a big deal for me. I wanted to have heated seats because it's cold half the year where I live, so that's something that I just got the high package for that. Now, in addition to that, you also get a power sliding rear window, so that's cool. You also get the bigger display, so if you want the full 12-inch display, you get that. And then dual zone electronic climate control. So if you have a wife, you probably want it to be cooler on your side. She wants it to be hotter on her side. Everybody wins. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add this, and you'll see it says $1,000, but again, it's actually going to add $1,500 to the price because you're removing that XLT standard discount. All right, now on to the other packages. This can get kind of complex, so I'm going to try to simplify it as much as possible. You have basically two main things, and then there's a combination of those two main things. You have the technology stuff, you have the towing stuff, and then you have the technology and towing stuff together. So for the technology package, we'll start there. You get adaptive cruise control, stop and go. So it's going to determine a set distance between you and the car in front of you, and then it's going to adjust the speed based off of that person in front of you. So that's kind of cool. You also get front parking sensors, 360-degree camera, so if you're doing a lot of off-roading and you want to be able to see all around you, or if you're backing up and you want like that overhead view of backing up. I've seen that with my dad's F-150, it's pretty cool. You get that. You also get enhanced active park assist, so it's going to help you back into a spot if you want that. And then this is where you get the 3 years included of navigation, is with a technology package of some kind. It's not available with advanced towing or advanced towing plus technology package, so that's something I'll show you it actually getting removed later. So that's the technology package. Then as far as the towing package, I'll show you that. That is going to give you the wiring harness, and it's also going to give you the trailer hitch receiver. So like the basic standard stuff that you'd get with any towing package, you get that. And then there is the advanced towing package, which in addition to the regular towing stuff is going to give you the trailer brake controller, which is the big thing that I wanted, because I'm going to be, mostly it's going to be for camping as far as what I'm going to be hauling. So I'm going to be hauling like a travel trailer. So that was important to me. And then something that's kind of cool, I don't know how much I'll use it, but I think it's kind of cool, is the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. And that allows you to eliminate the opposite thinking for backing up a trailer. So normally when you back up a trailer, if you want the trailer to go right, you have to turn the wheel left, and vice versa. So it might be a lot to think about for someone who hasn't done it a lot. I've backed up a lot of stuff just because we camp, so we had a pop-up before this, and just backing up in general, like I'm used to doing it. I've been driving a while. But for someone who is new to that kind of thing, or hauling a trailer in general, it's really nice. You basically, if you want your trailer to go right, you turn right. If you want it to turn left, you turn left, and the technology makes that happen. There's also a big screen on your display that shows you what's going on with your backup camera. and there's like a sticker that allows you to register that particular trailer that you have attached, and it like saves a lot of settings. It's pretty cool. Advanced towing plus technology package, which is just all those things combined. So all the stuff we showed you, it's just all together, and it's a bundled price, so you save a little bit of money. So now I'm going to add the advanced towing package. So adding the package, and as you can see, it removed the Copilot 360. So you remember the brake assist, the shaking it, lane control stuff. That stuff gets removed, which I love because I don't want any of that stuff. So this is perfect for me. All right, so it's $825 to add that, and now we have it added. We don't have that other tech stuff, and I'm pretty happy about it. All right, so let's go down to exterior. We have the wheels. Be very careful when you're looking at the wheels, because if you try to change it from the sports appearance package to the chrome, you're going to remove your FX4 package and possibly other things. Same thing with the tires. You could get a street tire if you want, but if you do that, again, it's going to start removing stuff, so just be careful when you're in that. But this is the wheel that you get. I really like the wheel. I really like the tire. I've seen them in person. They look awesome. And now let's go on to the exterior options. A lot of these are kind of things that are upcharges that you don't really need to get from Ford, but if you do get them from Ford, they're usually under the Ford warranty. So if you care about that, if it's something like very expensive that you want to add on, you could do that. I don't know for sure if it's going to be included in your financing. It might be a separate line item off to the side. So just talk to your dealer about that and figure out what makes sense. But for me, most of this stuff I can get aftermarket for cheaper, but one thing I am going to do is get the spray-in bed liner. So you can get the drop-in bed liner, which is the hard plastic, or you can get the spray-in, which is like this rubberized material. I am going to be putting bins in there for like recovery gear maybe. I'm going to be going to the range a lot, so my bags with range stuff are going to be in there as well. I don't want them sliding around, so for me it makes the most sense. If you're hauling a lot of lumber and needing to slide stuff in and out a bunch, the other option might make sense, but for me, I'm going to add the bed liner. One thing to note, if you do add this though, it is going to prolong your build. Now I've waited a long time. We're down to one vehicle, and apart from some minor inconveniences, it's been working out really well. So I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer for the bed liner. Paint protection film. So it's basically clear stickers that go over the front. I'm not going to be adding this. I'm actually having this professionally ceramic coated when I get it by another company, Coco Detailing. So they're going to be doing that, and they'll also be doing some paint protection film in certain spots. So I'm not going to get that. Also, don't get the ceramic coating from the dealership. It's not ceramic coating. It's just, I just would advise against it. One thing that I'm going to be getting aftermarket is going to be a hard trifold tonneau cover by a company that is more affordable and is lockable. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be one of the videos in the series. So I'm not going to get any of that stuff here. And then it's just showing you the stuff that's included down here, which is the in-bed power and in-cabin power. Interior is another point of contention. So in the XLT, you cannot get leather interior. You can, however, get leather interior in the Lariat. So that's another thing that is really annoying to me and probably to a lot of you guys as consumers. We want options in the lower trim levels as well. We want to be able to have leather in an XLT. When I was a Jeep person, I wanted to have leather in a Sport, but you couldn't get it in a Sport. You had to have a Sahara or a Rubicon to get leather and just have the ability to pay more for leather. So I think it's kind of ridiculous that this isn't even an option to pay more for. So what I'm going to have to do instead, if I want leather, is I'm going to go with probably Catskins leather. So that'll be a video. Get some type of custom two-tone leather interior, and they're actually going to reupholster this for probably around $1,000, I think. So for me, this was one of the determining factors between the XLT and the Lariat. I wanted leather, but I didn't want to pay all the extra money for all the extra stuff in the Lariat. So I opted to do this combo of leather interior aftermarket and save a bunch of money elsewhere. So for this, you can get the black or ebony, or you can get the sandstone. I have kids, so I'm definitely not getting that color, but if you live somewhere really hot all the time, it might be good to get this if you don't have kids, but that looks like it's going to stain real easily. So I'm going to go with black for now, and I have seen the black in person. It looks nice. It's just, I want leather. All right, so moving on to interior options. This is just showing you some of the other stuff you can add, like first aid kit. I would recommend doing some research, watching some, there's really good videos on YouTube on how to set up a first aid kit. I would recommend buying yours on your own so that, one, you have a better understanding of what's in it, what's good quality, what's not, but you can get that from Ford if you want. Let's see, floor liner stuff, let's talk about that. So there's a couple options. You can get just what you would normally get would be the little carpet floor mats in your truck. You can get it with that and the rubber floor mats for $200, but I actually am going to be getting the tray style or the rubber floor mats without the carpeted floor mats underneath, because that's going to be $160 instead of $200, just so right when I get it I have the rubber floor mats. Everything else is pretty standard, really. You get the AM FM stereo with 6 speakers. So if you want the Bang & Olufsen, I can never say it, Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is their premium sound system, you have to get a Lariat, and then it's still like an option, I believe. You have to get the Lariat and pay more for the premium sound, but it's standard equipment in the Raptor. And then the Sirius XM, that's just what you get. I think actually this might be with the high package. You get the audio upgrade with Sirius XM, but it is a 90-day, yeah, it's a 3-month prepaid trial. So you don't get it forever, you just get it for 3 months. And then Sync 4A with connected navigation capability, and I'll show you exactly the research I've done, which is looked at this. It just says limited trial. No idea how long it is. It's just a limited trial of navigation, but you can still use your phone. That all works. I believe it's wireless too, so you don't have to plug in for your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is also cool, on the wireless charging pad. So let's see how we did price-wise. Here's our summary. So we have the most expensive option, which is the engine option, 2.7 liter, $2,200. And we have our XLT high package. We have our advanced towing package, FX4 package. We have the bed liner, and we have the floor mats. So altogether, we are looking at a total of, after the MSRP, $47,105. That includes destination charges. It doesn't include tax. So with my AZ plan pricing, because my dad is a Ford retiree, engineer as well, so he was very helpful in determining which engine type I wanted to get, and just really helpful for this whole process. With that pricing, it comes out to about $45 out the door, including tax and all the other fees and charges, which I think is pretty good considering I'm basically getting a Fraptor. I'm getting a Raptor minus a couple things. I've got the 2.7 liter, so I got a lot of power, which is getting pretty close to the 3.0 liter in the Raptor. Way better fuel economy than the Raptor, and I'm getting all that power still. Still has off-road capabilities with the FX4 package. It looks super cool. It has cool wheels and tires. It still has some off-road tires, and it's gonna do all the things I want to do. I want to be able to camp. I want to be able to tow. I want to be able to have a bed to do truck stuff with, and I want that rubberized bed so stuff doesn't slide around. And then it's also a family vehicle, so it actually has a pretty decently sized interior to fit me. And by the way, I'm 6'3", and I fit comfortably in the front seat with my dad in the back, who is also 6'3". And my 2 sons, they're probably going to be at least 6'3", so this is a vehicle that we'll be able to have forever. And my wife is much smaller than me, so she'll fit as well, obviously. But yeah, I'm really excited about this because there's so much I'm going to be doing with this truck. I'm going to be taking you guys along for the ride, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you can be tuned in to all of the stuff that we're going to be doing with this truck. Well, that's going to be pretty much it. I should also note something I usually talk about in the beginning of the videos. I have links in the description if you do want to help support the channel. YourFavoriteLibertarian.com takes you to all the links and all the discount codes if you want to buy cool stuff. And then also, I take prayer requests. So if you have any of those, put those in the comment section, or you can go to my Instagram, Favorite Libertarian on Instagram, and DM me there with those. As always, thanks for watching. Stay free. God bless.